Hey guys, another YouTube video coming from the car. Welcome to my new room. This is going to be my recording studio for a while. So today I wanted to come on here and talk about the plans going forward. I have had a few appointments recently with the radiation oncologist, and I'm going to be talking to the neurosurgeon soon. I was able to get in touch with my radiation oncologist from home, and I got his opinion on the scan results and what he thought. He confirmed that the lesion in the T3 epidural area was not growing. It has been steady, and actually I thought that it was new from March, but it wasn't. It's been there since November of 2023, and at that time it was 3 by 7 millimeters, and now it's 6 by 12 millimeters, and the scan before that it was stable. So this happens a lot with my scans because I have so many bone metastases that the radiologist just can't really keep track of them all. They'll say something is new after they see that it's more obvious that it has grown quite a bit. So that usually happens a lot. So when I see something new, it doesn't always mean that it's new. It always just means that it has grown. So that's good to know that it hasn't grown very much since November of 2023. And the bad news is that they said that they cannot radiate it because it is touching the spinal cord. And I would have to meet with a neurosurgeon to see what they think in terms of doing another surgery. I don't anticipate that they're going to think it's urgent, and it's probably going to be the same as the one in my head, in my skull, that I got done, where they watched it for a year or so until it got big enough for there to be some sort of an emergency surgery, which is definitely not something I want. But at the same time, I do not want to go through another surgery, especially when it's not necessary. And right now, I don't think that I have very much symptoms from there. And like I said, it has been stable. My radiation oncologist said that there is some room for it to grow a little bit larger before it really becomes problematic. So that's good, and I'm just going to really try to, again, push hard to get this resolved and to get the cancer to stop growing in the next few months or so. The other thing is that I am having just a lot of pain in my right third rib area, in that tumor that I have that is about 3.3 centimeters now. So this one has been there for years as well. I think about 4 years now. I remember having it when I was living in California, but it was just really small, and it steadily grew over the years, and it hasn't really grown that much compared to the last scans. However, I do feel a lot more activity with the pain, and it's really bothering me. I mean, I'm having to take pain medication at night to go to sleep probably at least half of the week, and I'm taking meloxicam, which is similar to like Advil, ibuprofen, and it does help, but it's just really bothersome, and even when I exercise it hurts. So it's just kind of limiting my activity, and I feel that now is the time to really treat it. My oncologist has been keeping it as an index lesion because it's really the last one that is very big that he wanted to kind of keep track of, to see what would happen with the immunotherapy and systemic treatments, to see if it would shrink on its own, but it really hasn't. And I don't really want to wait anymore for there to be more pain, for it to get even larger. So I am going to be discussing getting treatment from a radiation oncologist here, and they're going to determine what to do. And the plan is probably to do the same type of radiation that I've had in the past, called SBRT, or stereotactic body radiation therapy. What that is basically a more precise radiation with a higher dose of radiation spread over fewer sessions. So instead of, say, getting a daily treatment for 6 weeks, which is what conventional radiation is, this would be more like 3 sessions or 5 sessions of a higher dose of radiation. And this can help with the abscopal effect as well, which I've talked about in my previous videos. I think it was the one that I talked about getting radiation, but it can help the effects of the immunotherapy to detect tumors in other areas. So if we time it right and we do the right dosing and the right treatment, then we should be able to really ablate the tumor and get rid of it while at the same time giving me pain relief. So yes, I will be meeting with the radiation oncologist soon to discuss the treatment options for that. And we may do some radiation to the 10th rib as well, the one on the right, 10th rib. The other good news is that I talked with them about that 1.2 centimeter lung nodule, the new one that they reported, and I asked if that was really in the lung or if it was just an extension of the rib tumor, and he agreed that it was actually probably just an extension of the rib tumor and not actually in the lung itself. So that's good, because I really don't want a new lung nodule. That would be pretty concerning for me to just all of a sudden have a 1.2 centimeter lung nodule, which is not how my cancer usually behaves. We may take care of that one as well, because it's starting to show some soft tissue extension and component, kind of similar to what happened with the right third rib, except I let it go and go and go until it got really big, and I really don't want to do that anymore. So that's the update in terms of the scan results and what may be happening in the next few weeks. The other reason that I wanted to come on here was because I had been thinking a lot lately about what to do to heal, and God put it in my heart that I really need to be focused and just stop self-sabotaging. And that really stuck out to me because one of my really close friends, she mentioned that I have this self-sabotaging behavior, and I realized that I do, because every time I would get well and I've done everything to heal and I'm on this momentum and I'm getting good results, something would happen, and then I would just get back into this space where it's like the fight, flight, or freeze mode. And I tend to get in the freeze mode where I just feel paralyzed and unmotivated to do anything. In my head, I just feel like, what's the point? What's the point of continuing? I might as well just let myself get even worse. And I go on this behavior where I start to really not take care of myself, and it's almost like a self-punishment in a way. And it's really bad, because this is the time that I really, really need to take care of myself, especially when I'm going through something really difficult. But when that happens, I tend to really give myself too much time to mope around, and I know that that's okay to do, but at the same time, there's a certain degree to where doing that will really end up harming me in the long run. This time, I just really felt like I need to stop the cycle. I need to break the cycle. Not only do I need to stop this self-sabotaging behavior, but I really need to stay disciplined if I want to heal. Now that this whole difficult situation has happened, I really don't think that I have any more excuses, and I don't have anything else to blame for my illness. And at this point, I have to take full responsibility for my health and for my actions. I have to step out of the victimhood and really start to work on everything again. My plan is to go back to what has worked before. I just have to focus and I have to stick with it. So I'm going to go back to a more plant-based diet. Plant-based whole foods. I don't think that the meat is really doing it for me. I know that there are people who do carnivore and there are people who do well on it, but for me personally, I don't see that it has helped with my cancer at all. In fact, I see an uptick in the cancer since March. Before that, I was pretty plant-based, especially when I went to that 11-day cancer retreat back in November, and when I came back from that, my scans were the best. And I had the Dietary test done. I don't know if you guys have done it, but it's basically a blood test that tests for circulating tumor DNA, and it's a really good measure of what the cancer is doing in your body. In March, I had it done, and it was showing almost an undetectable level. And since then, I've had it done 2 more times, and the last time was about 2 weeks ago, and there has been an uptick in the results. So I already know that the cancer is more active, even though the tumors have not grown significantly yet, but it's only a matter of time before that happens. I think that when I was doing my best was when I was on a more plant-based whole foods diet. I did have some eggs and I had some fish here and there, but it was mostly just tons of veggies and really little fruit, low sugar fruit like berries. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I just feel better with it, especially for the past 4 or 5 days I've been doing that, and my pain has significantly reduced. So I do think that it helps with the pain in my body as well, the inflammation. What has also been helping me to calm my mind and to have more peace is meditation. I have not been doing it for a long time now, especially since I've been going through the difficult times, but I am going back to it, and I have this Christian app where they have about 15-minute meditation sessions with Bible verses and stuff. So I've been doing those meditations and some other ones that I have found on YouTube, and they're really helpful. I want to reiterate the power of words. What I've been doing lately is to cite certain passages in the Bible out loud, because when you actually say the things out loud, it's a lot more powerful than just thinking it. There's a quote from Lao Tzu that I'll read to you guys, and it says, "Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habit, they become your character. Watch your character, they become your destiny." This is kind of in line with Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, which I usually do a lot, where he talks about how your thoughts become your actions, and it really develops into who you are. In order to change your life and to change the outcomes of what's happening, then you first must change your thoughts. So that's going to be my goal, is to work on my thoughts through meditation and tapping into my subconscious state whenever I am waking up and sleeping, because those are the best times to meditate and to really say words of affirmation and to think about the things that you really want your life to be. I do that a lot with meditation, and it's worked for me so well in the past, and so I'm going to start going back to that as well, and doing visualizations and stuff like that. I just want to finish off this video with my favorite psalm in the Bible, which I have really been reciting often and thinking about often. So that's Psalm 23. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." This psalm just gives me so much comfort, especially whenever I start to get into the state of fear, and I think about death and dying, and think about the cancer taking over. But I realize that he wants to walk with me in the valley of death, because I'm not alone there. It says, "Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me." So he's with me right there in that valley of the shadow of death. And the shadow of death is kind of like that space where I think we're all in, and that we're all suffering, and that we have our moments of being in the bottom. It's so comforting, because God is just reminding us that he's there with us in the darkest moments. We're not alone. I hope that this video has lifted up some of your spirits, and just know that if you're going through some really tough times right now, that I'm here with you. You're not alone, and you can get through it, and we can all get through it. We just have to put in the work and get disciplined and stop self-sabotaging ourselves. Okay, so that's my message for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here, and share this video with anybody that you feel will benefit from it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.